This video is sponsored by Intel. Hey guys, I'm back with another video. So for the past couple of weeks, I've had the pleasure of using the Galaxy Book Pro 360 designed on the Intel Evo platform. Thank you so much Intel for sending me this amazing laptop and sponsoring my channel. Using this laptop, which is also a tablet by the way, has honestly transformed my day-to-day life, and at last I am no longer constricted to working from home only. I know that sounds kind of dramatic, but it is actually true. I've tried to create a remote working situation a few times before, but to no great success. In this video, I'll show you guys a bit about my day-to-day life of being an independent artist, juggling a million different tasks, and how this laptop designed on the Intel Evo platform can actually accommodate all my work needs, including making full illustrations on the go without having to get used to a new app or figuring out a different workflow. For many years, I've been steadily working towards my ultimate goal, which is being an independent artist free from the constraints of a 9-to-5 work schedule, and most importantly, free to pursue my passion projects wherever and whenever I want to. Something I've often fantasized about is being able to work on the go, from a cafe or at a park, having the freedom to change my surroundings and keep the inspiration fresh, but of course without having to compromise my ability to get things done properly and the way that I prefer. The biggest thing that always stopped me from working on the go in the past was basically the inability to guarantee that I'd be able to do whatever task needed to get done without having to pre-schedule a specific thing that I'm going to be working on all day because of limitations. Never really been a big fan of carrying around a ton of stuff or a super bulky backpack, as nobody is, I'm sure. So when I got the iPad Pro some time ago, I thought, this is it. I will finally be able to work remotely or while traveling. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for me, which was very sad and I was very disappointed. I'm pretty particular about settings and layouts of the apps that I use, and the fact that a regular non-mobile version of Photoshop or Premiere Pro are just not available on the iPad pretty much made it useless for any serious work purposes or work situation for me. I did try very hard to get used to it, to use some other apps like Procreate, but I'm not gonna lie, changing the workflow was just too much of a hassle for me, and it just felt like unnecessary extra work, which is why I was never able to actually use it on the go for anything other than typing or writing. Basically, there was always something missing from my established workflow, and it more or less glued me to my PC desk as a result. Until now. I am super happy to say that somehow this Intel Evo designed laptop can actually accommodate every single part of my pretty specific work needs, which was honestly surprising to me. I'm pretty used to having to pay the price for mobility by sacrificing one thing or another, like I mentioned previously, and never even thought that it would be an option for me to edit videos on the go, let alone making digital illustrations the way that I do at home. And I have to mention that a headphone jack is great, and it is the thing that is tragically missing from the iPad Pro, which really kind of made it unusable for me, unfortunately. But anyways, so one of the most amazing things is that I can finally use Adobe Photoshop out in the wild with no worries about having to carry a bulky and heavy laptop with a million cables, in addition to a portable tablet with more cables. This laptop has built-in Wi-Fi 6 technology, so I was able to download and install everything that I need very quickly and painlessly, and the battery really holds up for pretty impressive amounts of time. It's definitely much longer than any previous laptop that I've used, and the iPad Pro especially, which I don't know if it was just me, but it seemed to die pretty quickly. In this case, pretty much all day is how long the battery lasts with relatively heavy usage. It's nice that the charger is small and compact as well, which makes the setup very clean, even if I do need to plug it in. So now I'm going to briefly talk about how well the Galaxy Book Pro holds up as a drawing tablet. Firstly, the tablet is great, functions perfectly for my needs, and the pressure sensitivity is just excellent. I don't know, I didn't notice any difference particularly between this laptop and other things that I use, so there's that. And I would just want to mention that I really love how slim the pen is. I don't know, I've probably mentioned in my other videos before, but I'm really not a big fan of those bulky, big tablet pens. So this was great. It's a totally slim pen that pretty much feels like any other regular pen. But yeah, I disabled the touch screen because I do prefer working with a pen only, but it is very nice to have the option to turn it back on if I want to. So yes. Overall, extremely happy with how the pen functions for drawing purposes. I typically have trouble getting used to new tablets, but this was pretty quick and painless. It feels great, and yeah, I did get used to it very fast. And one thing I will say is that the screen, much like the iPad Pro, unfortunately, is very reflective and smooth, which is pretty normal. I think most laptops are like this. I tried to find a paper texture screen protector for it online, but I couldn't. I think it's just too new at the moment to have specifically artist catered screen protectors available right now, but yeah, I just ended up using this extra screen protector that I had left over from an iPad, and it did work out great. I'm honestly even thinking that just a matte screen protector, like a non-reflective one with a less smooth finish than the original screen, will probably be the best option, so I'm just gonna look into that later. But yeah, I do also want to mention that I love how wide the screen is. It allows a ton of room for the tool windows in Photoshop and Premiere, whatever other programs that I'm using, without taking over the drawing or working area. So that's great, and incredibly convenient that I can just switch back and forth from laptop and tablet mode. So yeah, the only times I could go to a cafe to work in the past was when I decided to just dedicate the majority of the day to writing my script and maybe doing some world building, but basically I was totally limited to just typing tasks. But now I can legitimately do any of my typical tasks, whether it be gathering inspiration like Pinterest boards, writing my comic, doing thumbnail sketches or layout sketches, making full digital illustrations using the same processes I use at home, or editing my videos, which is fantastic. My options are pretty much unlimited now, so yeah, super happy with this laptop. So far I have not been disappointed, and I'm very excited to plan more days of working out and about. Thanks so much to Intel again for sponsoring this video and sending me the Intel Evo Platform Galaxy Book Pro 360. I'm so happy that I can work wherever I want without being tied to my desktop setup. And now the only thing that's standing between me and my ability to complete all my creative projects is just my own willpower and, of course, scheduling. So if you guys want to learn more about the Intel Evo platform and the Galaxy Book Pro 360, please check out the link in my description. Thanks guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!